Turning the game on. This is our new intro song. Turning the game on. Yep. I can't believe they used to pay me to sing. Like that was my job.
Well, I mean, that was before you had M Blue and Yoshi to make you sound awesome. So nobody really knew.
Fact. That's real. That's real. Hold on here. Just noticing I'm not on the right internets. So I'm gonna pop out for a second.
Okay. I'm totally busting your balls, though. I think you're an amazing singer. Just usually not on the show because you're trying not to be amazing. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to dumb it down. That's not true. That's literally not true. I'm trying to dumb it up. Anyway, so yeah, we got.
That's why you brought me in. Let's dumb this show up.
Yeah. So I bring a professor in. That didn't work.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on this week. You and I had one hell of a week, and so did everyone on our team. So let's review that because like shit hit the fan in mostly a good way.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's in the last week, our Telegram channel has gone up by like what 1,000 or 1,500, some stupid number.
Yeah.
Which is great. There's a lot of new people there, a lot of new energy. So we're dealing with the sort of, I would say like about 1%, less than 1%, frankly. Of people that come into the ecosystem are bringing in a lot of the sort of negativity and baggage that kind of exists on the rest of the internet. We actually have some pretty stringent rules around the way we want to conduct ourselves and the standard that we hold ourselves up to, which again, like we fail at sometimes, we call each other out, we get better. We're trying to basically do life design, right? Like Jimmy and I hang out in the Telegram channel all the time. A lot of you guys do too. There's a lot of people coming in that with some energy that doesn't belong, but it's actually really really tiny number. So that was
my favorite. My favorite part about it is we do have people that come in and ask the same questions, but I had a situation last night where 2 or 3 people asked like a question, and some people might have thought they were complaining, but they were bringing up good points. And once they got what we were trying to say and the answers, they were like almost converted, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we're sorry, like." This does kind of suck for you guys sometimes.
No, but it's so it's like the vast majority is extremely well intentioned, and it's been good. It's been interesting though too. Like there's I like to kind of talk about the sort of speculator thing or whatever, and like we're not building for speculators. Like as one myself, right? Like I'm balls deep in our planet. Right. And have been for a long time. And I'm still excited about it. And I was kind of into it before most people were, it's a thing that's out there. Right. Like we get into things and it's for the expectation of seeing really, really amazing things grow or whatever. So that energy is out there. And obviously that energy is going to percolate the uplift world as well to a certain extent. But we're never going to build for that energy. We're just not. Right. It's not our goal to become an amazing investment vehicle like that. We don't give a shit about that. Right. We want to make a world where you can play and earn. We want to make a persistent metaverse where you can go in and build business and be entrepreneurial. So that's what we focus on, and everything around the Upliftium and all the different economics we're creating around that is to support that long-term system. Anyway, so yeah. I need more coffee, so there's that. But it's been a crazy week. Like the uplift thing went pretty well. We managed to give away almost $500,000 worth of land, which means we got $500,000 left worth of land to give away. If there's any chance of me giving away $1 million worth of land this month, I just kind of wanted to,
Yeah, and there was a big influx of people that went in, and it gave us a good chance to test things because like when it opened, everyone just slammed in there,
right?
And
we broke records on the on that server for the first little while. Hey,
right? Yeah, and the team did a really good job of like we found a couple new glitches that like we're I think they're solved now, right? At the same time while all of that was going on, it was Sunday. So some of us were trying to, spend a little bit of personal time, but we also did a ton of stuff. We dropped a ton of articles, which are on the blog. We've got the drips for the NFTs that are in your account running. So you can see those and claim, and we've been working on optimizing those. And we're preparing for the rig sale, which is, I guess, in about 12 hours or so.
11 hours.
Yeah, 8 p.m.
But again, there's no rush, right? Like that's just. I guess we should probably talk about that real briefly if anybody is curious about that. We're selling packs of Upliftium mining rigs. Upliftium, of course, is going to be our in-game token that at least at first, we're working on withdrawals for Upliftium that will actually come in the form of NFTs, which is kind of fun. And again, like people are saying, there's a possibility down the road that we'll go with a token. I have this really deep suspicion that we won't have to and we won't want to. But we'll see how all that stuff goes. We're throwing like a bunch of new ways of doing things at this system, and it solves a bunch of technical issues for us, and might be much better for the ecosystem anyway. Wax on, wax off. I love that. Anyway, so back to the rig sale. Starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight. Is not whitelisted. It is open to literally everyone. It's got a really, really high chance of getting land in Uplift for the small and the big packs. I can't remember exactly what the numbers are, but I think it's like the way we did it. Small packs are $35, big packs are $100. And it's basically we're giving away land at cost. So you can crunch some of the numbers there. And in those packs are going to be 5 cards, if I'm not mistaken, on the small one, and 25 cards on the big one. And those NFTs are going to be mining Upliftium at variable rates in various pools inside our system. So it is infinite, right? So we're doing this kind of like the digital miner sale that we did for a month. That worked really well. People got as much of that as they wanted to get, and it was a lot of fun. There was no bots because why would they, right? They can't come in and take everything in the first 5 seconds and then sell it back to you guys for 10 times the price. Everybody gets to grab as much of that as they want. And there's been some thought around like, oh man, every purchase is going to dilute the pool, which is super ignorant, like deeply, deeply ignorant, because we haven't set the pool size yet. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I'm a little charged this morning. Everything's fine. This is me breaking my own conduct rule. I just want to call myself out there. Anyway, so it's going to expand to the size that it needs to expand. We're giving a bunch of land away in the same time, and we'll set the pools depending on how much NFTs go out there, right? To make it as fair and balanced and awesome for everybody who wants to take part as they possibly can. And of course, everybody has a chance of getting uplift land with every single pack sale that you bring in. So anyway, it's been a morning, man. It's been a morning. I feel like I got my first official Twitter hater this morning, and so I'm a little riled up about that. But ultimately, when we do gratitudes right now, I am actually literally grateful for haters because it makes there's 4,000 plus people in the Telegram channel. That means there's 39,998 super rad people in our Telegram channel, which feels like a win to me.
Yeah, let's do gratitudes. You gotta build some, I think.
I do. We're full again.
So while you do that, I got a couple things to say. So I think that's the thing. We'll stress this again, right? Like the sale is no limit, so you have a chance to buy, right? And sometimes I guess I can say this, but sometimes I feel like all the Columbus...
I love that caveat.
I
say this? I guess so.
Well, I mean, with all the stuff that's going on in the U.S. right now, I'm not ever sure if I should reference history, but just take this with a grain of salt because I'm actually talking about the concept, not necessarily the man. But sometimes I feel like we are people who believe that the world is round, and we live in a world where everyone thinks it's flat. And here, like to go with what you were saying before, right? Like, people have been asking us about roadmaps, right? People have been asking us about limits. People have been telling us that we're going to break the pool. And here's the thing. We're not playing into any of those metrics. And it's funny for me that a lot of these quote unquote fudders are probably, I'm just guessing, they're probably the types of people that if you were to ask them about modern economy, if you were to ask them, about modern currency, they would be like, no, Bitcoin, freedom, you need to be able to set your own rules and do your own things. But then the minute that we come along and we're just like, no, we don't have a roadmap. We go, how can you do that? How can you?
Don't you have a one-page white paper like Satoshi? Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about this too. The Uplift is running a business, I think some people don't. And again, like a guy, right? Like the number is exceedingly small. Like we're running a business. We have a pretty big dev team. It's actually getting bigger all the time. We're spending money on some things that you guys won't see until it's obvious, right? Like a lot of money on things that you guys won't see until it's obvious. And that's the way that it goes. I don't like talking about stuff until we're announcing that it's finished as much as possible, right? Obviously that's not always the case, but so like there's a bunch of people that say they want a thing from us. We colloquially call that demand. And then when we sell stuff into that demand, this rounding error on a 1% goes like, oh my God, why are you inflating things? Like, because people wanted it. Right now, there's a lot of I've had really good conversations with very, very smart people about, and I think they're trained by Alien Worlds released a certain amount of thing and then they stopped, right? And like that creates a certain amount of expectation that we have no need to live up to. We're not doing that, right? And we don't need to. But that like worry about or concern about, okay, like is too much inflation of land and other things possible? Of course it is. Of course it is, right? And it's something that internally we talk about all the time. And my main rule around it is if the community is adding more people than would be needed to support more land inflation, if there is an expanded amount of demand, then we're safe, right? Now, does that mean that all the secondary market stuff is going to 10x this year? Probably not, right? But like at no point, like, are we trying to tell speculators that you can come in and buy land and 5 seconds later, make $1 gazillion? Like that's just not why any of us are here on this team, right? I get like some people are buying land and thinking that it's gonna like do an Alien Worlds and go to fucking $15,000, and honestly, eventually, maybe, I don't know, but that's not what we're doing, right? Anyway, I love coffee. Anyway, I'm grateful for the haters. Hashtag contrast. Sorry, I'm ranting a little bit this morning. We really do. And here's the thing: we should shut the fuck up about this. I should shut the fuck up about this, and we should go see I Know Stupid's plot. Right? There's so many good things happening, and I'm like, I'm getting distracted by some of the negativity myself.
Sometimes you got to get it out. And I lost my shit like last week, like on Friday, like hardcore, right? Like I never lose my shit, and it wasn't even in our channel. It was in a different like it was in a different project channel that we're involved in, and Anyway. I love M Blue, by the way. I'm grateful for people who are trying to understand a new way forward with all that we do, because there's a lot of them out there, and there's a lot of them that seem to get it, and that's good, right? Yeah. And it's funny to me, again, like I just want to point this out because I think this is hilarious. I think it's hilarious that like people come in as speculators and then they get angry because they bought something at too high of a price and then it went down, right? Like if you want stability, there's a loan that you can take out at 0.05% interest at the bank that will go up, and you don't have to worry about inflation because they manipulate the markets to make sure that everyone's on an equal playing ground in a really roundabout way. But yeah, like to all of you people who are like trying to understand what we're doing and who are coming to us with your issues, not necessarily to like FUD or rip it apart, but like to try to get a grasp on what's going on, because like sometimes it's even difficult for us, because there's so many different projects across the board that like there's times where I get confused, right? That's normal. But if I ever get to the point where I know what this team is going to do next,
you'll probably just leave.
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably going to like seek something else out on the side to keep me interested, right?
Hey, sorry.
I shit you not.
Jimmy, what was your gratitude? I'm sorry, I was writing down some from the comments here.
That's all right. I'm grateful. Now I got to remember it.
Sorry, buddy.
That's all right. Maybe I'll make up a new one. I'm grateful for. I got it. I'm grateful for the people who are trying to understand our new paths forward.
I got it. I'm bad.
It was a lot better before the first time.
Yeah, well,
see, The first time is always the best, right? Like I sometimes teach in the real world, and sometimes I teach like the same lesson like 3 or 4 times in a row. The first time is always the best, right? And that's why we're going to do great, because we're doing things first, right? Like I feel like sometimes we're in the 4th dimension, like up there, looking down at the 3D people who are, decentralized freaks that have fallen into the pitfall of this centralized
it's ideology, right?
It's
It's super interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
To just because you could spot, we internally talk about some archetypes, right? And you guys will all be able to spot them. The entitled speculator, right? They'll come into the chat and they're like, "Where's your roadmap?" We don't have one. Fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you have a roadmap? People aren't going to invest. Then of course you guys have probably seen me do this. I'm like, don't. And then that's weird. Yeah. Like, why are you not pandering for our money? Like, that's not actually what we're trying to build.
Yeah.
Community is power, as far as I'm concerned. We're building out from that. We've got a bunch of economic things that we're building up. It's an uplift metaverse. It's going to be really, really big. We're planning for millions of people, not 5,000. Come back in 6 months and see what it's like.
And it cracks me up even more that really gets them angry. How can you not want my money?
Yeah, well, there's the thing. Like, and to me, I really recommend, because it'll I think inform everyone. If you guys really want to know this, obviously, I think it's a good book in and of its own. Derek Sivers, the guy who created CD Baby, wrote a book called, I think it's How to Get Anything You Want, but it's really how he built CD Baby and the sort of basic rules around it, right? And some people have heard me talking about gleefully excluding a small percentage of people, and we do, right? Based on if you're not fitting our thing, we're literally not trying to please everyone actively, right? Like, we want to build this thing to be the thing that we kind of know that it can be. And that, is not served really by, pandering to that speculator energy, right? Instead of writing out a roadmap of things that might happen and then also might not happen, we're just building stuff and having much better ideas a month later and going that direction, right? Like, we change a lot. And I know that's disjointing a lot. Like, we were talking about wrapped up lithium for a while. And I get that this was, disjoining, and we're navigating some regulations around it, all those things. So we're like, hey, why don't we just release NFTs? We sell NFTs all the time. Why the fuck don't we just do that? And it actually closes the same loop economically, right? It means we're earning in the system. We're earning upliftium in all the different ways that you're going to earn upliftium. And how the hell do I help, Sol Canar or TC get that to Atomic Hub or to Binance Smart Chain or to Ethereum or wherever they want to take it, so that they can sell that value into some kind of demand? NFTs solve that instantaneously, right?
Yeah.
It'll be so much faster too. Anyways, but that was a big shift. And, I didn't take the time to message that properly. So there were some people that were honestly justifiably confused about that. Like, what the hell? You were talking about wrapped lithium. Yep. We reserve the right to have better ideas.
But what if we had a roadmap? Then I'm going to have to go back and change the whole fucking thing.
Dude,
and it's
going to change the articles we wrote yesterday.
Right? Like 10 minutes after they were published.
Oh no, I feel so bad, man.
No, it was totally fine. Like, I loved it. I laughed about it. I thought that was great.
Oh, it's crazy.
And we put a new one up and stuff like that. And these are good problems to have, right? But finally, I do want to go and see Stupid's thing. But for all the people who bared with us yesterday, because there's a lot of people that watch our shows that have been here for a while that do see our vision and share it, and they give us great ideas and come and hang out with us on the show and come hang out in the world and do awesome things. For all of you that just turned your Telegram channel off and came back in the morning and said, hello, good morning, we love you, thank you. Yes, thank all of you, because this is why we do it, right? We do it for the people who have, rallied around us, who make awesome builds, who come and hang out on the show, who engage with us and all of our other communities and our subsidiary and friend communities. And this is why we do it, right? We do it for all of this. So that's awesome.
Hey, Chris, who also doesn't feel like we at the Uplift should be doing this for profit in any way, shape, or form, which is super adorable. Let me check my notes. Is this a free market, Jamie, or is it not a free market? Because I don't know. I missed the memo where what we really wanted was a socialist utopia based on Bitcoin. Wait, that doesn't make any sense either. Anyway, so closest, I want to touch on this. Making everyone pay 13% marketplace fees to trade your Upliftium. That's a thing, right? Because it's the 9% from ours and 4%. We've talked about different things that we could do with that 9%, But everyone should know we were going to cause that amount of friction on, a wrapping station as well, right? Whether we just burned the upliftium or did something with it, because we actually don't want to become a massive pass-through between Binance and Ethereum, or Binance and Wax, which we very much could do. We're tacitly building a bridge, right? So there was going to be some percentage of friction there either way. And I think the interesting thing there is, right, like, what's the win-win-win on that 9% that we get? Because, of course, 4% goes to the Atomic Hub, right? And anyone that doesn't think that we're constantly trying to figure out how to turn that 9% into a win-win-win, I mean, and maybe you don't know us yet. That's possible, because I keep forgetting there's a lot of new people here. Maybe you don't know us yet, right? But I think if you ask people that have been around for a while, you'll be able to understand that, like, we're not going to be taking that and pocketing it, right? We're going to try and figure out how to create a win-win-win around that. And again, if you're uncomfortable with that, because that requires trust, I think, right? If you're uncomfortable with that because you don't know us and haven't seen us do it 1,000 times already, then leave and come back in 6 months when it's done and obvious, right? Like that, because we don't know what else to do. Like, I'm not going to sit here pandering to everybody like that and making up stuff that I might have to change in a minute, right? Do I want to make everyone happy? Of course I do, and we all do. But, it's not going to work. We're going to go with the best idea we have at the time and make it as win-win-win as we possibly can. And anyone thinks otherwise, like, it's just, there's a lot of other things you can do.
And if you are new, or if people are questioning us, some of the things that we can say that we have done, right? We released 1 million Yoshi coins for free into the community, right? Yeah, yes, we sold land to people who were whitelisted to give some people a chance that might not have had it otherwise. We continuously roll back a bunch of our rewards and our profits back into the rewards pool, so that we can keep that 1 million wax topped up, so that when we turn on the in-game mechanics whereby people can get rewarded for being in-game and playing, they're going to get all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we raised $30,000 to build a school.
No, that was just to feed some people in Haiti.
We raised $450,000. We're in the process of raising $450,000.
I'm gonna go find out, because anybody can go do this. You can go look at Uplift Donate. We actually just sent what is it, 550,000 wax yesterday? Or the other day.
And so we're doing all of these things that kick back to the community and kick back to the projects, and we're doing it, we're doing it to try to create that win-win-win, right? I mean, we could give stuff away for free, or we could have built everything on Ethereum where we charge ridiculous amounts of money for fees. There's a lot of possibilities. And so when people come in with good ideas that say, okay, like somebody came in yesterday to the Telegram channel, I was pretty nice about it, and they were nice in receiving it, but they said, I don't think that you should release this token in this way. And my response was, or these NFTs tomorrow. And my response was, okay, but like, you're way too late, because we never say that we're going to release something without already having a plan in action. We don't do that. So, like, in another project, when you say, I don't think you should release the token until whatever, that's great, because it's going to take you 4 months for them to get there anyway, right? Like, when we say we're going to do something, we're pretty much doing it like in 2 days, right? So,
it's because it's almost done, right? Like, that's the thing. We try to do that. It doesn't always work, but that's definitely the goal. Jake actually came with a really good point. He said you don't even have to pay the fee if you don't want, but then you miss the liquidity on Atomic Hub. And I think that's a really good point, right? Like, once you have the NFT, you could bring that anywhere you want, sell it for whatever you want, and OTC or on any marketplace that you want to do it on. And I'm all for that. And again, this is the beginning too, right? Anyway, so there's a lot of, like, I think while some of it's gotten a little snippy and kind of shitty, frankly, the questions that underlie these things aren't bad questions, right? Like that, when people come to me, and I've talked to really, really smart people that don't say that they're the biggest holder in Uplift, they actually are the mathematical biggest holder in the Uplift. I have a conversation with that guy all the time. And it's not like he didn't have a question about inflation. And when I walked him through what my game plan was, he bought more. Right. And so, that's just, we're going to see this back and forth, I think. And now, if we get way, way bigger, it's only a matter of time before, that rounding error on a 1%, they're going to get noisier. So it is what it is.
And what's hilarious about this is, like, in a former life, I used to be, a teacher and a professor, and, I was quite, highly highly acclaimed in what I wrote, my research papers. And my research papers were basically like, there's no point in telling the students that this is what you're going to do. What you need to do is you need to like show them how it works, and then they'll understand how they got there, right? And this is what I love about working for this organization, because people have been following along. People who are in here all the time. You can see when it clicks. You can see when they get excited in our channels, and they're just, you know, and so I want to go look at that thing, but I will say that we should definitely I love TC. So TC, I don't know. I mean, maybe Wupliftium will never happen, but if it doesn't, let's just make an NFT that says Wupliftium, Smupliftium, right? Like,
right, exactly. Well, you know what's really funny too? Like, in having a chat about the and anyway, by the way, FUD gets banned. I think that's probably the same dude that was being really shitty on Twitter and Telegram, and so you know. I escorted him to the ass end of the nether, as it were. Because, I mean, who has time for that, right? Again, like 30 people here. One person is like, oh, I'm crying wolf. Look at me. I'm fucking important on the internet. Anyway, TC's awesome. That's what I should have said. TC's fucking fantastic. But yeah, about the Wupliftium thing, you realize that like anybody with a decent smart contract background could actually do it themselves. You could make a reference token and put it up on Alcor based on burning those NFTs. I'm just saying, we wouldn't have anything to do with that.
There's a lot of things that happen in crypto that projects don't have anything to do with. I mean, look at all the great things that like were built for our planet that our planet didn't have anything to do with. Right?
Well, and I've been going back to this morning too. Like, I was in our planet before they did any rig sales. You know, when they were just getting a few partners going on. I was yelling from the rooftops that anybody would listen that this community-focused direction was genius, and it was, and it still is. And the amount of FUD in those channels the second that they announced rig sales, it dwarfed anything that we've seen. Like, maybe we should actually try harder, Jimmy. Like, that's I think the real lesson is like we're not getting the appropriate amount of shitty FUD. And this is 4 months ago, right? Everybody who was around 4 months ago, who's in our planet, and again, like justifiable criticisms, they've owned up to like whatever this snafu thing was that happened last week. I personally believe they're going to fix it. And I know Bonds like launched at some people after getting all the incoming I've been getting. I don't fucking blame them. Frankly, it's not what we want to do, but getting a little frustrated after working 18 hours a day and having an avalanche of dog shit run at your face, like even if it's maybe a little justified, it can be a little much, but he apologized for it. I respect him a great deal for that. He's owning that, and they're all trying to get better. And I know that they will, right? But I mean, like, the same kind of shit was happening 4 months ago. And then everyone made a fuck ton of money, right? And how much like credibility did that give our planet? Well, the first asshat who just got in decides to start screaming about it, and it's a pain in the ass. So it's an interesting thing, right? And so all this to say, again, 99% of the people that have shown up for the uplift are fucking fantastic. Like, that's actually weird. And so thank you is my point. Let's go check out I Know Stupid Thing, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we need some chill.
Jake, screw the nether, straight to the end with no weapons and armor.
Right. We
definitely have Monday, but now we need the chill. So let's do that. I gotta hit over to Twitter. I reshared their thing. 800.
Yeah, and like that was amazingly awesome. I'm gonna drop in our chat as well. There's a couple things in there that I didn't update because I'm just gonna write another.
Shit? This is so big.
Right?
That's what she said.
I'm just gonna write another article, but you can see all the details for the rig sale, how much, like the land percentage and stuff like that in the percentage section.
All right, I want to get. Oh, hold on, I'm not even showing you guys this. I'm so sorry.
Right. Just hogging it all to yourself.
I know, right? What an idiot. All right, hold on. So I think there's like a sunrise coming too. I'm going full screen on this bad boy.
Right? Oh, it's nuts. So my missus sometimes watches me build, and I'm building like a mock gallery because I want people to rip it down and build a better one. That's my whole design plan. And I, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm building our gallery." I showed her this today. She's like, "Huh? What? Like, what?
How is this even possible?"
Right? She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's amazing. Is what it is."
I love that little spaceship. What's going on in here? Boink. Wow.
So, Stupid, if you don't know,
nice.
they've been a part of our community for quite a while. They actually do some really cool NFTs of their own, which you should definitely check out. But
Yeah, they've done a few different. Oh, they even have a village in here. How adorable is that?
Right. This thing blew me away. Like, this is like,
yeah, I'm trying to just
I have
spawn it all
no idea how you can, like, those builders, whoever they were, must have just been amazing, because like the view on Twitter even that we saw wasn't even showing half this stuff, right? Like, this is like, yeah, this is just nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy town.
And again, like, somebody just figured out how to build it. That's pretty insane.
Like, what the hell is this?
He's throwing something.
I mean, I feel like this is just the whole idea that this isn't on its own plot, that people aren't building a religion around it yet, makes no sense to me. Like, that's beautiful,
right?
Like, and I've seen they actually have an NFT of this 3D form. It's just so good.
It's really good.
We really need to get that punch sign thing done, because like I want to have, I don't know what the functionality should be that would allow people to like come and visit here all the time and get something, or like be incentivized or whatever. Is that R2D2? What the hell?
They got a Spider-Man over there.
Right? Like, these guys, this is like the best resume ever, right? Like, hire these guys if you want to get your minds freaking blown. Like, the whole idea that R2D2 is right here is just like, what?
And the most crazy part about it is, like, I didn't even know this was happening until it was released on there, right? Like,
and yeah, this is crazy. Coordinates are what is it? 3,800, 800? Hold on, let me see. I'm at 1,000, 3,700 right now. So this is this corner of it. 1,000, 3,700. Get you to Rick and Morty. That's so good. Oh man, that's just nuts.
Yeah, it's amazing how much they just packed in there, and
it really is.
Like, that rail plot might just have become the
right. I love that it's so big. Oh, this is the dude from, I think it's the dude from Skyrim. See, man, what the hell is that? Like, I haven't even seen that. Oh, that's Blue Moon. I think I heard somebody was telling me about that. Does anybody know who's making that Blue Moon thing? I mean, come on now.
Like, the Superman, to me, is really cool too, right? Like, that,
right?
Just that. Yeah, I've seen, like, that looks better than some people's pictures of Superman.
Yep. Freaking dragon thing. Yeah, SDP, tell us about Blue Moon. I think, because that's the thing. I think you guys, or some people were telling me about it, and I forget what it is, and I apologize. Too many freaking amazing things going on around here.
I mean, TC says that's pure talent. Like, I'd like to agree, but I'm almost leaning towards that's just insanity, because insanity is like what I can't comprehend, and I can't comprehend this.
it really is. Like, it just, like, it's an entire section of just amazeballsness. Amazeballsness. Oh man, it's like gets bigger. Yeah, Jimmy, we just got to go back to like scrolling through the actual uplift, I think. Because, like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, well, that's usually what Mondays and Chill was always intended to be, right? So I'm glad that we found that.
I like this. I really love these like enclosed gardens. I don't know why I do so much, but I really do.
I have an enclosed tree at the bottom of the sea, but not much else grew there. I can take some notes.
This is cool. Blue Moon snapshot.
Right, awesome. Steve? I agree. It is incredible.
Yeah, for reals.
And it's
like sometimes you just got to get down on the ground to get how epic the size is. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's kind of nuts. I guess this is a creative server, so anyone can fly around and see it, but you should, always walk around on stuff like this. Like, just go look at the village. How small is that village compared to
yeah.
That's really nuts.
Wow.
And don't get us wrong, like there's some amazing builds. Like some of my favorite, like the Hulk, the Hulk smash rail plot's really good.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple what are they? Atom Bomb. The Atom Bomb one is really good, but this is like a whole plot of these things, right? Like,
yeah.
This is a whole nother thing.
I mean, this duo has made kind of a science of these kind of builds. I don't know if you guys have been in Old World. If you go north from Spawn, you can eventually get to the this is like one of Superman's boots. You can get to the Legend build that we're starting up there, like just to, I think it's to the southeast of that is where they made their Led Zeppelin build, and it's this scale, and it's really amazing. Like, what? Like, this is just this one. I just it's kind of freaked me out a little bit, Jimmy.
Right? Like the fact
in a good way.
The fact that you can actually pretty much walk up it as well, right? Like
right?
I mean, it's like I keep referencing this on the show. I don't know why. Probably need a painting in my house so that I can, scratch my itch. But like, it's like a whole Escher thing. Like when you get in there and you look at like how all the blocks are put together and like you're just flying around. I don't know which way's up, which way's down. And then like to put that together at scale. And we did nothing here, right? Like somebody figured out how to put this together block by block, right? Like that's nuts.
Oh, cool. Daniel, I definitely want to go check out some more stuff. So 500, 3,500 is your son's rail plot. Let's go over there.
Somebody's asking about the shader there, Corey. What?
Yeah, it's Astrolux. Yep.
Okay, let's let somebody.
Yeah, it's not the most intense trader, but like it's super fun. This is great. Look at this.
That's awesome. I really like it, actually.
Right?
Super cool.
Daniel, how old is your son? 45. Just kidding. This is better than I could build tanks. So 45 would make sense. World War II tanks. Yeah, I like this, man. This is cool.
I like the fact that you're just walking down the rail and then all of a sudden there's two tanks like facing off against one another.
Right?
And there's a villager
12?
there.
Dude, this is awesome for 12.
There's a villager there that's selling like entrance tickets.
I don't think this is a villager. I think this is one of those wandering trader dudes.
I totally get that sound, and I kind of always want to make it too. It's something with that weird long nose, right? Like it's.
Well, it's what the villagers kind of sound like.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Is that a picture frame?
I don't know.
Is that an ant farm?
I have no idea. Maybe it is. Maybe this is that ant farm dude. Do not know. 03100 is an Aztec rail plot next to one of yours. Really? Yeah, I am exactly. What do you mean, Corey? 12-year-old teaching us old folk. That's happening a lot. Like, I resemble this comment myself. Whoa. Cool. Man, this is great. little ode to the CK7 or chicken cob pyramid a little bit. I love that this entire thing fits on the thing. All right, so just for the record, this technically is not allowed, but I'm not super mad about it because it's just a tiny little jog. Man. Like, what's this? Who cares? Because it's awesome. Oh, awesome.
I don't know if any, but
yeah, this is immersive. That. I'm glad they're here. They're, if I'm not mistaken, they're another metaverse project.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Some of this stuff reminds me of like I was a big, Doctor Who fan, and some of this stuff reminds me of like things that you would see in there. I don't know if people out there watched it, but one of the freakiest things, and it wasn't even that freaky, but one of the freakiest things that I ever saw in like the new Doctor Who's was like, I don't know, this wise person or wise man where like they had like stretched her out onto a canvas because she was afraid of wrinkles and she had lived for like thousands of years, like stretched out on a tapestry, and it was just this face that spoke. It was really bizarre.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Edward, can we sacrifice Futters there? I mean, no.
We'd have to get
really cool
we'd have to get them to come into the game first.
That's true. And really, like
on Chicken Call, I did have this thing because people kept stealing my animals, so I decided to put them underground. So I like would walk them to the top of this like cliff, and I would push them off into the ocean, like that was below the ground, like hundreds of feet below in the mine. But the first few times I didn't realize that there was a jagged rock sticking out. So it was more of a sacrificial lamb that fell down there. But yeah.
How long has it been since we've been here, dude?
This is the Boyd plot. It's
so OG, man. Like,
been here a while. Which reminds me, I have to do something for that. But yeah, it is so OG. And it's funny because I was going through the old photos of when it first started, when it was actually on the old, like before we ported over to this new server. And so the background was all different. It was all like grassy knolls and stuff in the background, not ocean, right? And like, it's really interesting to watch the development of how this plot in particular came together. It's really impressive. And there's some really cool stuff that hopefully we're going to bring out to showcase in the next week or two.
Oh, Jula's Lighthouse. Let's go check that out.
I should find it. We should also go check out the Graffiti Kings. They did a cool rail plot as well.
Oh, did they? Awesome.
Yeah,
we gotta get more images in here too.
I'll find the coordinates.
Whoa, that's kind of epic. That's awesome.
It's like almost like something out of it, like a Stephen King Dark Tower.
Right? Cool. That's awesome. Sometimes I love flying around, but sometimes I wish flying wasn't on, so that you'd have to walk up to the top to get up here. Is that crazy? Like, I love flying around in Genesis, but like I feel like it robs us of scale sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, cool, sometimes I think I do. But that's the appeal of some survival worlds as well.
Right. It's a tough one, right? Yeah, exactly. Like that, we sort of have this for anybody who wants to be around, oh no, I'm falling. Oh, still good. You know what I mean? But like this though, like I love these freaking things. Now, granted, like you'd probably die.
Oh, you would totally die.
Right, if you tried to do this. Oh yeah. I'm dead already in a survival thing. Medusa, I'm going to the Batcave next.
Yeah,
Either
and
way.
after the bat cave, let's go check out the graffiti. I put the chords in the
Oh, you did in the private chat. All right.
But yeah, like so another public announcement is we've kind of finished the first round of journeys through the Uplift world with all the community plots. We're going to do one more because there's a few projects that we're in a bizarre time period, so we've changed it.
And Medusa, how should I get in here? Or is that the puzzle? Oh, I mean, it would have to be the waterfall, right? Nope, it's not. That'd be cool though. Is that a game thing? It is. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a game console.
A little game console, yeah. Just how old I am. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna do these journey community ones, but we want to start populating the blog with some of these images and some of the stories of the builders and people like that. So if you're out there in the audience and you've built awesome stuff like this, like the Bat Cave or the I Know Stupid plot, hit me up in a DM and I'll send you. It's not a Google Forms because I don't like Google Forms. I don't like when I ask you a question and you give me the answer. I like when I hint at something and you provide your thoughts, aspirations, and feelings about it. And so the questions are really vague, but like I want to put like images and things like this up on our blog so that people know where to find you, people know what inspires you, people know, what this plot or this thing's history and meaning and why it was created, whatever you give. And I mean, maybe you don't even want to give pictures and write something. Maybe you want to do a video and we'll put that up on the blog. Or maybe you want to sing a song about wandering through daisy lit fields at the base of Bat Cave Mountain and not being able to get inside and being really upset because you love latex and anyone who wears it. I don't know. We want you to make it really fun.
Weird fast. I'm just looking for a freaking cave opening. He's not like, what? Oh yeah, I made it. Woohoo! I was gonna start asking you for hints, Medusa, but I'm glad you didn't tell me any hints. Fancy. This is cool. Oh, dude. One back car coming up. Engine at the ready. Small dinosaur because freaking lizard guy, presumably. This is rad. Was that the airplane? It is the airplane. Well done. That's awesome.
I mean, if that whole theory that lizards were our captors showed up on the planet, I'd want Batman's fist to save us.
I mean, right? Little armor room because obviously, man, this is great, dude. Judicious use of sea lanterns, of course. Good stuff. All right, well, we'll definitely be back here. I got to go check out that Graffiti Kinks thing real quick. This is awesome,
I would love to see somebody do like an animated short with this. Like if you go on YouTube and you search music videos, there's people who do all of these like little animated shorts with music or whatever. Like I think this would be really cool if somebody in our community was really good at that kind of stuff, that just like went into the Bat Cave and like had Batman running, like towards the car or something. Like I would love to see that kind of creativity in action personally.
Coffee good.
But I agree.
All right. Apparently, I think I might have just TP'd myself. No. Where am I here?
Did I screw up? You might have to go 100 up.
Yep. I was in it.
That's what he said?
I love these. You can see this from the map for sale trade.
Right. And yeah, so like I know Darren was super stoked to get in here, and like he came in and he tagged the rail, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool shit.
That's really cool.
Nice. Gotta get a good shot of it. Anyways, yeah, that's cool stuff. All right, well, I know we got Fed, right? That cave is brought to you by the Medusa themselves. And shout out to Blockhead Builders too. One of the things we've been talking about doing for a while, and I think we're gonna get around to doing it this next month here, is like we're creating the portal, like the spawn hubs, the Stargate hubs that will allow you to go from world to world to world without having to use server /server. And in those spawn hubs, we want to put up instead of a grad button, it's actually going to be a monument with all the names of all the builders who we've seen get hired to do amazing things. Blockhead Builders would be on that list. Avi 9000, obviously I know stupid their team. Anytime anybody hires somebody and has a really, really good experience, let us know. Like if you hire somebody to build for you and they build something really epic, let us know, and we're going to start putting their names up on monuments in the different hubs. People can check that out, including their name or however get a hold of them to hire some more stuff, because we love the idea of people getting to build stuff in the uplift. I think it's rad hell. Anyway, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all she wrote. I don't think you've ever been on the stream with Medusa and some of his builders, so we should do that again as well.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I was on it with Medusa for the Londom store thing, and there's some cool things. So Medusa, hit me up in Telegram. You know where I live. Let's do it, because you guys have got a cool backstory as well, and why you do what you do attached to all of this kind of thing. So I think it would be really cool to explore. As for this week, we didn't do a weekly roundup. We might do one tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but we've got an all-star cast. So just in case we don't do one, I want to run through who's on the stream this week. Tomorrow we're gonna have the director of Kate on. So we're gonna look into
that's a cool project.
Kate DeFi. It's a really cool project. On Wednesday, I believe we've got Ash. They're coming out from NFT Army. They're coming out with like a new kind of project. On Thursday, we've got like a kind of a surprise show, because we don't usually do a Thursday show. But we decided to anyway, and we're gonna dive into all of NFTs, all of farm NFTs, which is brought to you in part and parcel by the Sammy Snake community. And Yoshi from Yoshi Drops is going to join us too, because he loves NFTs and trees, so why not? And then right? And then on Friday, Neon Space is going to have their drop on the 3rd. So on Friday, we're going to have them around for NFT Game Day, and we'll get on the line with them. They're pretty sweet. The show times this week might be a little bit off from 9 a.m. There's one that's earlier. I know Thursdays is a little bit earlier. I know one's a little bit later, but the links are already up. So for all of you that are always in here, please check those out, because I'm pretty excited about this week, Corey. We got some great guests.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Sorry, I just found Blue Moon on Twitter. I just wanted to say a quick hello.
I mean, I think you should serenade them with a Hawaiian song.
It's on Twitter. It's just a way to make it weird. Awesome.
Tag us on Twitter. Like this video and share it around, and pay people to like it and share it around. We won't subsidize any of that payments, but we love us, and we know you love us, and we just want to be the people that more people love. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yep. Ciao. Do the choppy chop. Bam.